check. 1 2 1 2.
Hello, hello.
There you go. There we go. Little sound check. Little sound check, baby. Go ahead and Mondo, go ahead and hit that, brother. Today we got a very, very special guest, everybody. We got a very special guest. She's a part of what the public labeled the Justice 8. I want everybody to give a warm welcome for Brown Beret Sister ESTIE.
Gracias.
Yes. Well, welcome home.
Thank you.
How long you been out for?
Since June 7th, so about 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Can you scoot it a little more close to that mic, pretty please?
Sure.
Thank you. You look amazing. I like your get up right there.
Gracias.
And I say
Yes.
and I say it in a very respectful way.
Thank you.
Very classy, very just cultured. Just authentic. That's what I wanted to say. You know what I mean? It looks beautiful. We don't get a lot of females on here, but the ones that we do, for some reason they just never dress up for Hoodstocks, you know? Hey, there was about 10 hot pockets just hit their TV right now. Fuck you, Lucky. Pop. Trying to lighten up the mood right now. So how long you got out? How long ago? I'm sorry.
June 7th.
June 7th, and we are here in what's?
It's about 3 to 4 weeks almost.
3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
3 to 4 weeks, and wow, what a mess. Outside looking in, I call it a mess. You being inside and dealing with that mess, I would say you'd probably call it a nightmare.
Ridiculous nightmare. Yes.
Ridiculous nightmare.
Yeah.
Seriously, like what is this, the Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
Like, are we in the United States of America where we have a just system? Whew.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, they had you over there in buttfuck Egypt, the high desert, you know, where they making up their own shit.
Yeah.
Where they still have hometown motherfucking lynchings and hangings and...
Yeah, it's a very infamous area.
Very primitive area.
Yep.
Let's get into a little bit of, give us a little background about yourself before we get into all the mess we're talking about. Give us a little background about yourself, where you from, the type of person you are, you know?
Yeah.
Your movement, your activism, everything, you know?
Yeah. Well, just a rundown. I'm 34 years old. I'm a mother of 2. I have a boy and a girl, a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. And, you know, they're my everything. Whatever I've done for them in the movement is for them, you know, to have a better future. But so I grew up in San Gabriel Valley. I'm actually born in Michoacan. So I came over here when I was about 10 months old, I believe. And, you know, I just, I have that experience of growing up undocumented and my parents having that fear, you know, a constant fear of police or migra or, you know, my parents grew up very loving, but also very protective and, you know, sheltered me from a lot of things. So once I grew up and I started seeing how unfair the system was, it propelled me, you know. My first marcha was in high school, actually. It was around 2006, and I was a part of that. I was one of the people that was organizing at the time on MySpace. I don't know if, everybody remembers MySpace, but
yeah.
So yeah, it was like
I was on Moco Space.
Yeah. I wasn't on Moco Space, but
that's where all the hood rats were at. You know what I mean? It was like Amazon, but shopping for cholas. You know what I mean?
Oh gosh, yeah. But yeah. So my first marcha was when I was about 16 years old, and that one was around 2006. So around that time, they had a bill introduced in California that was anti-migrant. It was anti-undocumented. They were refusing education, college, and health benefits, or not benefits, but just health, you know, like emergency services for undocumented people or whatnot. And I felt very targeted. Luckily, I had a lot of support from friends there, and like the whole student body almost walked out. And so I grew up in the San Gabriel Valley. After that, I didn't really get into the movement until I'd say 3 years ago. Was when I discovered the Brown Berets were still around after, I had learned about them in high school, but I didn't know it was still a functioning organization or a group or whatever you want to call it. But I found out they were on Instagram. I think there was like a resurgence of interest by people after the 2020 protest. And I saw them on Instagram, and I saw a lot of different, chapters, we call them, or groups, that kind of strayed away from the original purpose of the Brown Berets from the 60s movement.
Yeah.
The one that I really, really felt intrigued by and called to was the San Bernardino Brown Berets at the time, which was led by Commander Sochi. And I was really, happy with what I saw with her action, not just talking, not just taking pictures, but actually being out there with the people. And, regardless of, whatever she was facing at the time, she was still out there. Even with her little one, she'd be out at the marchas and just, doing whatever she could to, make the movement more, how could I say it? Empowering ourselves, our gente, but just putting it on the map for people,
Yeah. I mean, closed mouth don't get fed, right?
Exactly. So I went ahead and I messaged her, and which I'm really, really happy about, because I was about to message somebody else, but I got to know her. I came out and I really loved what they did. She had a good rapport with people, and I just felt very also empowered by just like the energy that both of us had with each other, just going out and building relationship, community bonding.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your service within the community, to yourself, to Commander Sochi, and to all the fellow Brown Berets that are, doing it the right way, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's important. You don't have to comment on this, but one of my first year of doing Hoodstocks, we had Dr. David Sanchez on here. I don't know if you know the name. Yeah, and so we had him on here, but then, man, I got a lot of heat for having that dude on from other Brown Berets. But like I said, you ain't got to comment on it. I get, there's things that happen within an organization, and just because you might have started maybe the Brown Berets, I think that's what he says. He started it. Sometimes maybe you lose track of why you started it, or the just of the cause, so to speak, right? You know what I mean? But anyways, that's neither here or there. We are here talking about you. So you kind of got you got involved within the community, and you being undocumented citizen. Undocumented citizen, is that the correct way to say it? You wanted to fight for maybe individuals like yourself, and of course raise awarenesses across the board for, Latino descent.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a huge population of undocumented people, regardless if they're Latino or, they could come from Africa or China. Like I said, in the SGV, it was primarily, like, the school I went to was like 50% Asian, I believe, and, the rest was majority Raza, and, small fraction was other. But a lot of people don't realize when we are talking about undocumented rights, it includes a lot of people, just it's not solely just Mexican people. It's a broad variety of people. So.
Yeah. And I want to say something too. I'm not shading Dr. David Sanchez, because I don't know facts about nothing. I just got attacked by, not attacked, but man, they're on me.
Nagging.
They're on me about this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. And hey, I'm not from the Brown Berets, so it's kind of like none of my business, right?
Right.
And so I say that respectfully, because he was a great guest, to be honest, and he had a lot of, he had a plethora of history to share and, put forward, So I'd like to leave it at that, just in case he's listening, just so I can keep it respectful across the board, because I don't know the ins and outs of anything. And you can't believe hearsay, right?
Right.
You can't believe hearsay all the time, and until someone comes and puts paperwork in front of you, then
that part.
That part, right? Thank you. And so you're with the Brown Berets 3 years ago, and it's a passion. It's a calling. Would you call it a passion, a calling? It's just something that you feel like this is what it makes you feel good in life to do this.
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's very fulfilling. I feel like it's a life calling, like you said. It's a calling, and I feel very passionate about helping people. But I'm not the type to. I mean, I do want to pursue school now, but I wasn't the type to. I didn't invest my time going to university or college or whatever it may have been that I should have done, a couple years ago. But I just felt like there's a middle ground between being, streetwise and a bookworm, and I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay.
So I felt like the Brown Berets were a perfect fit for me. I was like, I just fell in love with the history of the Brown Berets and just the movement, in general. But I feel like the Brown Berets had a great impact back in the 60s, and it's something that, maybe one day, it'll be possible again, to amass thousands of people like that are passionate about, bringing a change on a mass scale. But it does take effort. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work to get people to wake up, from this sleep that people are in. And a lot of Chicanos or Mexicanos, whatever you want to call yourself or label yourself, have, strayed away from their roots. And I feel like people have self-identity crisis, and if you're not aware of your identity and your roots, then people just kind of forget about, their struggles, like where they came from, and they bypass and they see all these injustices going on, but they don't really care. And I think that has to do a lot with American culture, individualism, materialism. People are more focused on chasing a bag. People are more focused on getting a car, the latest, merchandise, Michael Kors bag, whatever you want to, pursue, that's fine. But there's also the message that our elders and our heroes gave us in the 60s was they fought for education. So the educational part is here. People are open to go to college. People are open to go to university and get that bag. But what are you doing to help your community? What are you doing to help your people? What are you doing to, reach down and pick up the rest of the people that are still down here, And I think that message is lost right now. It's very individualistic, very egotistic. And, I would like to change that. There was a lot of carnalismo back in the 60s that personally I fell in love with, reading about all the history, all that carnalismo, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the love that people had for each other, the unity that people, just started having, stopped having beef between all these barrios out here. And, they said, hey, we might beef it with each other, but we have a bigger issue at hand. So we need to cut this shit out and put the main focus on, the system, the man, the person that's, oppressing us. So that's what I would like to see now,
Absolutely. And sometimes we don't realize we're the part of the problem. Like myself, sometimes I'm a part of the problem.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
I can fall for, for things that maybe at my age now I shouldn't be doing, but everybody's human, so.
Well, I just bought a brand new Mercedes Benz, and I had them take off the rear view mirrors. No? Okay, not the time. Sorry about that. You talked about motherfuckers, getting shit materialistic, and I said, well, shit, take off them rearview mirrors. I don't need to see none of them motherfuckers back there. We moving forward, baby. You know what I mean? I apologize about that.
I mean, that's a good excuse to give a cop, so.
Yeah.
If they ever pull you over. I'm moving forward. I'm not looking back. So.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. You with it. So I love everything you're saying, and I think history is absolutely amazing. It is important. History across the board. Mm-hmm. All races. Like, I indulge in it, and I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of badass history out there. And
dude, history is amazing. But let me present this question to you. Sometimes for the sake of our family, regardless of, what history was, I mean, I see some activists sometimes that are like really, really like, I don't want to use the word stuck on it, but they won't let the past go and move forward. And sometimes when you don't let some individuals, activists, it seems like, and this is me sharing a thought with you. They don't let go of the past, then it's a detriment to their family moving forward because they're so upset with corporations. They're so upset with this, that, and the other. And now they're at, you can shit on me and please bang on me. You know what I mean? Tell me how you feel. But now they're at Dodger Stadium and they're yelling at their family members, right? You know, their brothers, their sisters, raza, right? Fuck, what's wrong with you? Pop, 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 this and that. And so let's say this. To my thought on that is like, all right, well, that's cool. Maybe you're raising awareness. Now people are going to be like, well, why are these people that look just like us? Why are they upset? Okay, let's do some history, you know? And then you find out what happened right there with Dodger Stadium. Right. Okay, so now you're aware, you know? But these people, and I guess everybody feels a position in life. This is me thinking about it as I'm talking to you. There's people that need to do this to create the awareness, but at the same time, maybe they're neglecting their own family or their generational wealth, if you believe in generational wealth or not, and that's setting your kids up for the future, when you can be redirecting some of this energy into something great for yourself and your family, you know? I mean, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
there's a lot of people that stay stagnant or stuck, being upset, you know. And
being upset, yes.
I feel like it's always better to find solutions, you know, instead of staying stuck, because that doesn't get you anywhere. So finding solutions and just brainstorming, maybe sometimes even compromising, meeting halfway with things that you don't like, you know. So that's the only way to move forward.
There you go. There you go. Got a sharp one right here, baby. I like it. So let's tie into your activism to what Alex is doing. You know, how long ago did you meet Alex?
About 3 years ago when I started, you know, getting involved with the Berets and stuff. I would see him and his partner around, my sister. I didn't know them at the time, but I saw that they were very passionate about, you know, also helping out in whatever way they could, you know.
Yeah. And that's around the time that I you know, we all started because he was making a lot of noise, right?
Right.
And he was just like, we loved what he was doing. You know? We were like, fuck yeah, this dude is amazing. You know? He's standing up and a little pit bull, man. This dude chasing people down the street with the phone. I see you, Patty. Dude, and we loved it. Dude, he was in fucking Miami and the cops were trying to get him and he was fucking just dodging and weaving and they couldn't get his little ass. And I jumped out my shit like, hell yeah. Yeah. Like, that's what Alex we love, right? That's the Alex that the city fell in love with, you know? And that's where we wanted him to stay at in the sense of what he was doing. But, you know, then he was a very outspoken dude and very rigid in his beliefs to a point where sometimes me and him, because I'm the first one to give him a podcast, right? I said, bro, come on through here, bop, bop, bop. You know what I mean? You make the residuals, bro. Whatever you do on your thing, bring in street vendors. You know what I mean? We called it the street vendor podcast, I believe. Gave him the studio, had the engineer right here. You know, anyways, we tried to make it work, but it was kind of funky. It really didn't. It did great numbers on Instagram, but when it came to trying to get some of the street vendors here, sometimes that's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because he's got to pick them up. You know, and
a lot of work for one person.
Yeah, 100%.
Or two people. You know,
100%. A lot of work, and that's on top. Excuse me, and that's on top of the activism that he was doing.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Yeah.
You know, full-time job. That's the Alex that the city loved. But then he would, you know, like you said, sometimes you got to compromise. I don't think he didn't like to compromise too many times. I mean, he would compromise with me in the sense of like, cause I'm half Mexican and half Jew. You know what I mean? So to him, I am a fucking, you know, I'm the what do you call the colonizer? You know, with the tapatio bottle. You know what I mean? You know, and it's okay. Like, I've been shitted on all my life from the Mexican side of my family because that's I was around all the time. I was the zebra. You know what I mean? Whatever. But it's created thick skin on me, and it's created the person that I am now. You know what I mean? Which sometimes I can can compromise. I can look on both sides of the fence and see a little good and bad in both, right? And maybe not be so rigid with my stances.
Right.
But anyways, so I guess he kind of compromised with me in a sense, and I said, Alex, check it out, bro. We don't fucking believe in the same politics, you know what I mean? And I don't stand hard on any politics except the ones underneath my roof. You know what I mean? The ones that I feel like I can control. Right. Even though you probably would tell me otherwise. Well, if you fucking protest hard enough, you stress your freedom of rights, right? Freedom of speech. I'm sorry, freedom of speech. And go ahead and take this from me because I'm going absolutely nowhere with it right now. I'm trying to make a point. You know what I mean? No, but anyways, Alex in the beginning it was we're just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? We like what he was doing, but then he would kind of cross himself up with like politics. You know what I mean? Being very hard to the left. You know what I mean? And then there was people that supported him. You know, so it's just like I feel like he mixed it. He mixed something up that didn't need to be mixed up. Like you should have stayed, to me, this is my opinion, this is me just speaking on Alex. He should have stayed with the street stuff, with the street vendors, and just rode that wave to greatness. You know what I mean? Because I said, fool, you're going to be in the history books one day, you know? But I also told my boys too that, I told my boys before he got arrested, I said a year before he got arrested, a year and a half before he got arrested, I said, one day the Hooters are going to come knocking on, they're going to come snatch this dude up.
Right.
Because it don't matter. And I've used this example before. It can be the Boy Scouts. You know what I mean? You fucking, you pester them motherfuckers enough, one day you're going to have about fucking 100 Boy Scouts and girls out there. Stupid example, but I'm just saying.
No,
any organization that you keep on pressing, they're going to come for you one day.
Right.
And so, huh?
The Brown Berets.
I mean, historically speaking, I know exactly what you're talking about. And honestly, I felt like I had to get a different perspective while I was incarcerated. I'm not religious myself, but a lot of the women in there are. And I would still be open-minded enough to listen. And, they told me you should be counting your blessings and you should be thankful because maybe this is a God or whatever you want to refer to, maybe this is a universe's way of keeping you safe. Because historically speaking, a lot of activists or whoever,
killed.
Freedom fighters, yeah, exactly.
They're killed.
Just straight up disappeared, killed, mysteriously gone, and then what, you're just in a history book. So yeah, I totally understand.
So leading up, you meet Alex. Let's rewind it back, and I apologize for kind of rambling about some points that I'm trying to make, and I don't think I'm getting my point across, but a little bit because you hear me on that one. But so you meet Alex and his partner, and you're like, damn, I love what they're doing. It's everything. It's what I'm about. I back this up 1,000%. And I'm already out here on the streets doing my thing with the Brown Berets.
Right.
Shit. Let's support this movement. Is that the thought process with that?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I don't even remember or recall if it started out that way with the vendors, but I know I would see them at marches, and then I would just real recognize real. And I feel like if I'm passionate about something, I'm not there to throw my little fist up and take a picture and then jam out. Like I'm actually trying to. There's a goal and a purpose why we do the things we do, and. You kind of connect with people that have the same passion,
Absolutely. And so here you are now kind of on this wave with Alex, right? And I see, I'm outside looking in, right? And I see his movement getting bigger and bigger. Huge on Instagram, because you motherfucking Instagram activists are deep. Till it's time to get your lace up them boots, and you motherfuckers are ghost. You know what I mean? But I started seeing his movement on the streets becoming more people supporting. More voices, more cameras, right?
Yeah.
Always feel the cops. You know what I mean? Make sure you document what you're doing, so you can never be held on charges. Hey, I got a video to that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now you are Sister ESTIE is one of the ones now that is at a lot of these functions now with Alex. And so how long were you messing, how long were you at these functions? I mean, until you got arrested. And did you ever feel like during these times, and it's up to you if you, however you want to ask this, if you don't want to answer it at all, that you felt like you guys were crossing a line in regard to your activism?
I would say each and every time you kind of have to know that what you're doing comes with the territory, you know, the repercussions or whatever. Like I said, historically speaking, a lot of activists have gone through it, you know, so it's kind of expected.
So activism is crossing the line every time.
I believe so, especially it could be any country, you know. People say, well, try that in Mexico or try that in China. It does happen, and the government's the same everywhere, you know. People are always silenced or whatnot, so I think that's just a risk people you know, are willing to take just because they're tired of the oppression. They're tired of, you know, the violence that our people are inflicted on. So, I mean, when your back is against the wall and you're cornered, like, what do, you know? So, that's kind of like,
but it seemed
expected,
like,
you know?
Yes, but it seemed like it came to a point where their backs became on the wall now, because Alex's method of activism was fucking like, you know, like ferocious. The boy's passionate, you know?
Right.
He's fucking all in on this shit.
Right.
And a lot of people, you know, critiqued him and said, well, his approach is wrong. But if you're, and I didn't agree with that. I've never agreed with that, because if you're passionate about something, like, you can't be nice about it, because obviously being nice, it hasn't been working.
Exactly. Yeah.
It hasn't been working.
You can go to all the meetings you want, or all the sit downs you want, all the bills you want, but they still won't respect them, you know.
So moving forward closer to the arrest, the time when you got arrested, the Justice 8 got arrested, did you start feeling the heat? Did you start seeing the corrupt within the system, even though you know the system, there is corrupt in all systems, right? It's politics. It's called politics, right? People's agendas. You're going against people's agendas. You're stepping on their toes. Now you're discrediting them as being a competent person, a city worker, right? A police officer, the community. The community things that you guys would go to, and Alex would be there, like pop, 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 and you know, and he was handing them their ass on a dinner plate, so to speak, and they didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to hear that, and so. Did you start noticing that it was getting hot? Did you start noticing, hey, this shit's getting serious?
I would say a little bit, yeah. Not to go too much into detail, but maybe like a month or so before everything happened.
Yeah, and the reason it's good not to get into detail, because it's still an open case. Yeah, Alex is still fighting this case, and everybody else took a plea or something like that, right?
Yeah, they're either out or still in there for another 6 months. So.
Okay. But they've taken their deal already.
Yes.
Except Alex. And so you start feeling kind of the heat that is getting serious. You know, everything is amplified. You're starting to see the way certain cities work, city officials work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, besides the fact that we already knew, but yeah, a little bit more intense, like you said, you know, just knowing that one individual can have so much power over other individuals, you know, so yeah.
So at this point in time, when you're seeing the power thing, do they hate Alex so much that they're saying, you know what, fuck that dude. Like I could have, and now here we go back to the approach, right? People are saying this approach was wrong. But so say were they at the point, to say city officials, where they're like, you know what, fuck him, we gonna get his ass, and we don't care about nothing else. There's no compromising nothing. He's already pissed us off. He's already done this, that, and the other, because his Instagram was doing fucking hundreds of thousands of views type of shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He was putting like a lot of people on blast. I think some people got fired. I don't know what the ins and outs. I hear little hearsay of this and that or the other. Mm-hmm. But do you think that maybe, and we'll go, here we go, the approach. If the approach was different, do you think maybe they would have said, hey, guys, hold on a second. Let's figure this out?
No.
No.
I really don't. Just because as long as you're bringing change, I don't think it really matters if you're peaceful. Look at Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
You know, he was a peaceful person. And even towards the end of his life, I believe he said he regretted, being so passive. So.
And so, think about what you guys are protesting, your activism, what you're activism for. It's basically for street vendors to be able to, make a living. Mm-hmm. And then there's certain cities where they require a permit. Mm-hmm. So was it just a strong arm thing in regards to your guys' movement, in the sense of, well, let's try to get these guys permits instead? Or how about this? Let's just move them to somewhere else.
Right. I think those attempts happened. I think the permits weren't really an issue. It's the method of the application process for the permits. And not to mention, a lot of people are undocumented. So
yeah. And then let's think about it too. Not only city officials were against, but there was probably Mexicanos that were against the street vendors too.
Yeah, there's a lot of infighting or just looking down upon the next person. They shouldn't be doing that. It makes the community look bad. They trash the street, and a lot of it's not true. It's just a bunch of bullshit. People like to scapegoat issues on the migrant community all the time, and vendors are like a subcategory of the migrant community. So
yeah, absolutely. But let me ask you a question. What if you had a Mexican restaurant, right? You owned a Mexican, not even you didn't own the restaurant. Your auntie, your mom,
right?
You know what I mean? You had a Mexican restaurant, and you got street vendors in front of your restaurant selling, food items. I mean, would that bother you?
Honestly, no. I've always believed in that saying, and I believe it goes, there's room enough for everybody under the sun, so.
Until you pull up and the rent's due and there's a long line in front of that street vendor and they're not coming to your restaurant, then you can potentially have a problem, right?
Yeah, but I think the issue there would be, if we really want to go into that, I think there's a lot of fees and requirements that the city imposes on restaurants. So why not take up the issue with the restaurant? With the city, as far as like, well, what can I do, or why is there so many fees? Why are you guys taxing us so much? So
you're talking about the restaurant.
Yeah, because that's
in regards of having a big overhead. Exactly. And then this person in the sidewalk has absolutely no overhead except the food.
Right, which is
and their time.
The argument that we heard a lot,
from neighborhood owners, restaurant owners, so on and so forth, right?
Businesses, yes.
Businesses,
Correct.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Correct me as we go, please. And this is just me thinking, as we go, maybe both sides of the fence, I feel the pain on both sides, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. I understand, people need to, migrants need to have a living.
Right.
Aren't they doing something? Didn't they start something in the city where they're going to do something for the street vendors? Los Angeles? I thought I heard something.
The Revolution cards. They had, I forgot how much money. How much?
No, the cards, it was 200 cards.
Yeah, 200 cards.
200 cards? I mean, they're trying to make, Los Angeles is at least trying to make a little bit of effort. But if you happen to go to Fontana? Mm-hmm. You guys had problems in Fontana, huh?
Yeah, I believe.
Sorry about the Fontucky, guys. Homies from Fontana gonna be standing outside right here, like.
There's not very much room rural looking areas anymore in Kentucky. So, it's a lot of warehouses there now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you understand that there's in regards to just everything, there's two sides of the fence and there's two conversations, right? And even though you might be on this side of the fence, you can still see some points that they might have that are legit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're not that rigid of a. Not that I thought you were rigid, but I'm just meeting you right now, so I'm just getting to know you.
Right. Yeah, every problem needs critical thinking, and like we were talking about earlier, it's kind of like a compromise, maybe compromising with the vendor, like, hey, there could be some type of agreement, like I'll let you sell here like a couple days out of the week, not all the time, like this is my property, or some type of compromise needs to happen, because at the end of the day, like I said, there's a lot of brotherhood, sisterhood, and missing, from the community.
Absolutely. So leading up to, did you have a feeling that you guys were in in a little bit of trouble leading up to the raids?
No.
You weren't looking out the window?
No, I mean, that's me all the time. So
a little bit of paranoid?
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Since I joined, yeah, probably.
Since you joined the Brown Berets?
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. That's interesting.
Right.
I mean, is it a common thing within the Brown Berets that there is a level of just being paranoid of what you guys are doing and thinking there's going to be repercussions coming from the ones that are supposed to serve and protect us?
I wouldn't call it paranoia, but maybe just staying on your toes, being, ready for whatever comes your way.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But it's different because it's not like you have dope in the house.
Right.
So it's being on the toes for, the opposition. So with the opposition of what you're doing is whatever opposes the side that you're protesting on, or
Right. Yeah, because
you're flexing the right to.
It kind of becomes us against them instead of like a human rights problem, and it shouldn't be taken that way. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I agree. And so what was it, night? Was it a morning of raids?
Mm-hmm. It was like 4 a.m.
4 a.m. They came and snatched you up.
Yeah, I got kidnapped.
You got kidnapped? Did they do it kidnap style?
No, I'm just kidding.
But it felt like you got kidnapped, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Come snatch you in your PJs, chilling out.
Yeah, and that was a total understandable, I don't agree with it, but it was understandable. So.
Why was it understandable? Why would you say it's understandable?
Just because a lot of people thought we were out in the middle of the night protesting or whatever, and
Oh, you're saying in the sense of what time they came?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it was kind of like, like I said, understandable. I've seen a lot of like trolls or people that don't agree with us saying that we were out at all hours of the night, and it's not true because, city noise ordinance is at 10 p.m. So that's usually the time we would split from the little rallies or whatever we would have.
So were you guys, as a whole, including Alex, aware of your rights? Obviously, you knew the noise ordinance. Mm-hmm. Ordinance. Am I saying that correct?
Yeah, the ordinance.
Ordinance. Thank you. And so you were aware of, like, how far you can go in a sense.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's not like we're
committing crimes,
trying to break in a house or or commit a hate crime or whatever you want to call it. Like if it was somebody of a Asian descent or a black person or Hispanic person, whatever, people would try to like just throw in their 2 cents about, well, you guys are this, you guys are committing a hate crime because this and that, and it's like, no. Our people don't have a voice, so it would be anybody that would be a victim of this or that person. I think a lot of people need accountability, and it wouldn't be a specific like thing that we would go after. So
okay. And so when they came and got you, what exactly happened?
I think they were calling me to wake me up because I live in San Bernardino, so hearing the cops talk on the the microphone speaker isn't really like a out of place thing in the neighborhood, you know. So I've heard it a couple times before, but then I noticed my phone kept going off, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, you know? So I seen like this weird number on my phone mixed with like letters, and obviously that's not normal, right? So
mixed with letters?
Yeah, some code looking number, and I was like, what?
And your phone's ringing?
Yeah. I was like, oh hell no, like there's some weird stuff right here, you know. So I got up, and then I looked out, and I just saw like red and blue lights, and I was like, oh gosh, like gee golly.
She said, oh gosh. Now this is a person that should not be getting arrested. Anybody that's going to react to the cops and say, oh gosh, she don't belong in jail.
Because my kids are watching, so.
Yes. Okay. Shout out to your kids. You know what? I want to say this before we get into any more of this. So in recent times since Alex has got arrested, I mean, people have made all kinds of accusations about him in regards to, like, I don't know, breaking someone's arm. I don't know if it was his son or his ex-chick, or she had a restraining order, domestic violence, all this other stuff. They've been hounding me on, take his fucking interviews down, blah, 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 this and that. Wow. I'm like, man, shut your ass up. You ain't telling me what the fuck to do, dog. You know what I mean? You know, show me. I mean, you know what? I ain't never seen no motherfucking black and white paper and you know what? If that's the case, you know what I mean? Hey, this is after the fact. It's not like I seen the paperwork and then I did the interview. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have
That's all after the fact. That's in the motherfucking, that's in the file cabinet of old podcasts, you know what I mean? But I mean, how do you feel about when you hear stuff like that? Or is this facts what they're saying about Alex? Or is this just, are they just trying to they just hate the guy, man, and they're just, because I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't speak on, or give my opinion on something I have no evidence, no proof about, or no knowledge about. So I really, I try to discern. I try to judge things accordingly, and I just personally feel like I think people are reaching sometimes, you know. But but
if it is true, then you would have to disassociate yourself from the guy, right?
I definitely could come after, you know, and have a conversation about that.
Yeah. Have a conversation with the dude.
It would be disappointing, you know.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, you meet a person a certain way, or they're a certain way, and then just to find out something to that degree would be disappointing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, salute to you on that, on just, you know, having given us that pure thought right there.
Right.
You know, because I believe that if you knew that was true, just from sitting with you the first time, I believe that you would, like you said, I mean, you sound like you were speaking from your heart right there in regards to, like, hey, you know what? We'd have to have a conversation, and I would be very disappointed, and I would have to disassociate myself from this guy.
Right.
You know? But it was just funny how, like, all that shit just came out when the dude gets busted or whatever. I don't know if it was out before. There might have been rumors. I don't know. I really just, like...
I hadn't heard anything about that, and then...
Till you got out or something?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell's going on? You know, it's a shit show out here, so... It's a circus, you know, with a lot of stuff that's going on, so...
Did you feel like what he was doing was a circus?
No. I feel like there's...
Chaotic? Could it have been a little more organized?
No.
Or was it organized?
I think, no, it wasn't organized. It was just...
passionate people coming out and supporting, right?
Passionate. There's no movement for the, you know, like I said, Mexican, Chicano, Latino, Hispanic, whatever people want to label themselves, indigenous. There's no spokesperson. There's no leaders. And, you know, the black community has their movement, you know, which we're all there for. But what about when it's something with your people? Like, where's our people at?
Yeah.
You know, and
they're behind the Instagram screen.
And we have...
They're behind this bitch probably leaving some cruel shit. I don't even want to read that shit.
I wish them...
Wait, bring the Proud Boys on, offer them pisto and all the love in the world. Hey, sorry guys, the Proud Boys already been on Hoodstocks. Ha ha, dumb motherfuckers. Straight up, Proud Boys have been on here. We gave them a platform. We pressed them.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Well, I gotta check that out.
And they became like Hey, I mean, there's a story behind everybody. And the Proud Boys that we had on there said, no, we aren't the Proud Boys that these other guys are. Like maybe sometimes with the Brown Berets, there's different chapters, right?
Yes.
That potentially can, sometimes, they can not give the look that this chapter is giving, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
It happens. We had the Proud Boys on here. Anyways, I ain't reading no more of those comments. So you get arrested, and what did they tell you they're arresting you for?
I think it was for, man, I forgot. I think it was assault or something.
Assault.
Yeah.
You got to know what you got arrested for.
I know, but they changed up the charges a couple times.
Are you serious?
Every court date. I mean,
It was a new charge on top of something, or
Yeah.
they readjusted?
like, not to go into detail, like I said. But yeah, it was it's out there, So yeah, it was a different outcome every court date at the beginning.
Wow, I don't think that I mean,
It don't sound right?
yeah, I didn't know that was legal.
Yeah, me too. But according, to the case, it was just under investigation at the time, at the beginning, and they were just changing up charges, and luckily was able to go down to one.
And so why did so they felt like you guys were a threat to the streets is reason they brought you in before they actually really knew what they're going to charge you guys for. They felt you guys were a threat on the streets. Was there a political some type of political, of course there was, but was there a certain sector of the political side of city or whatever that was really pushing hard to get you guys off the streets? It felt threatened. I mean, was there a particular person that was absolutely pissed off, and this is the dude that was leading the march to take you in, and not sure what we're going to press them with, but we're going to press them for something, and right now we're going to say they're a threat to the streets, so we need to incarcerate them?
No comment.
Okay, and then why 8? Why 8 of you, and why were you one of the 8?
Well, historically speaking, it's not really something new that they do to movements or activism. So it's just kind of like, one, I think, to bring sensationalism to, to the reason why, to make it bigger than what it really was about. So
because it was everywhere on the news.
Yeah.
And so now you're in a cell. How is that? Because, I mean, look at you. I don't ever want to see you in a cell again. You know what I mean?
Right.
You still, I mean, anyways, I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself in regards to, you just don't look like you should belong in jail. And it doesn't seem like, if you're,
I got that a lot. They're like, what the fuck did you do? Or, I'm like, honestly, and then I would tell them, and then they would be like, oh man, that's badass. Fucking, respect those. And
yeah,
it's pretty much the majority of the time.
How was your experience now being locked in a cell? Was it a dorm environment? Was it a cell? What was the...
Well, I was at West Valley first for about 2 to 3 weeks. And that place was more of like I refer to it like a dungeon. It was cold. It was a big dorm looking thing with about 90 beds, 2 floors, and a little bit less structured. They would come in and just kind of do their rounds, and people would kind of just do their own thing all day. Then I got transferred to Glen Helen, which was a little bit more disciplined, kind of like a military boot camp. But that was a dorm, and I mean, even though it was a little bit more disciplined, I kind of liked it there better.
Yeah.
We got to go outside, and like you said, it's kind of like out in the middle of nowhere in the mountain areas. So I'm a very like hippie person, so we would be able to go outside and like touch grass, see the mountains outside and stuff. So I would
put your feet in the grass.
Yeah. So people would be doing like cartwheels outside and stuff.
Fuck yeah. I would have been one of them.
Yeah, we would only get like an hour a day outside sometimes. So yeah, definitely, just trying to connect with Mother Nature and stuff. And luckily my sister sent me a mail with 4 directions and doing native ceremony. So I was able to do that and got some of the women involved in there too. So we would go outside and, do the prayers.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. And then that helped you find
Peace.
freedom within those walls,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Peace of mind.
Comfort, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good for you on that. And I always say this, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I say this too and I think I told you this before the podcast, but what separates the real from the fake is situations like that. Because was there any of the Justice 8 that broke down and they said, hey, I ain't about this motherfucking life? I thought we were just fucking, I had nothing to do that Saturday, So I just showed up, and I was mad at old boy because he ain't bought no food for the house. Bah, 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 whoa, 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 you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, there's some weekend warriors. You full force on what you doing, right? With the brown berets, it's something you've been doing since a youngin',
Yeah.
And so, but did any of the Justice 8 break? Were they trying to get people to flip and say stuff? What was?
To my knowledge, no.
Nobody broke?
No.
It's good.
There was rumors or I think third parties that were trying to, but I really don't. All of us got pretty much the same deals. So, if somebody had, I think they would have had something different.
So at the end, so we talked about them changing it up, and then finally you were charged with what?
Assault.
Assault. And so was there an assault? Or were you just at a point where you had to fucking plead for it? Was there an actual assault? And you don't have to answer that or not.
No comment.
No comment. Okay. And so
me personally, I wouldn't refer to it that way, but it is what it is.
Yeah. People can take something out of context, right? Mm-hmm. Like I can be arguing with my girl at the crib, and the neighbor can say this fool's over there and talking about he gonna kill the bitch. You know what I mean? But we just having an argument, And I didn't say I'm gonna kill the bitch, but people interpret things sometimes and they twist it the way they to fit their narrative and their agenda. And if they're in a position of power, right?
Right.
What are you gonna do, huh? Did it really open your eyes to does it make you want to move out of this bitch? You know what I mean? Move somewhere else? Are we really in a corrupt, unjust system?
Yeah, I guess, it depends. It depends how much money you make. I feel like there's a clear difference between the way people are treated in the justice system. I feel like there's 2 different justice systems for people. There's a justice system and then there's a criminal system where it's a revolving door for certain people, and it could be maybe low income, people of color, but even nowadays people of color can be vendidos, so.
Did they want to give you guys deals? Was it hard? Was it a hard pill to swallow in what you were facing? How much time were they trying to give you? What was the worst they were offering you?
We couldn't really get answers to anything, really. We were just kind of going with the flow and waiting to hear news from our attorneys. So I didn't really hear anything till I got out. But my attorney accumulated like the charges that they were trying to give me at one point, and it was something around like 10 years. And I was like, what the fuck for? Like, I don't understand what's going on, So, and shout out to Mauro Quintero, by the way. He's a really good attorney.
Yeah.
He did a really good job and, fought really hard for me. But, yeah, it was just like 10 years for what, So, yeah, it was, like you said, it was a hard realization to come to,
If you can do it again, would you do it the same?
No, I definitely, it's like that saying goes in Spanish, ¿Quién te manda? ¿Quién me mandó? Myself, Nobody told me to do anything. I went, de mi totera, straight up.
I mean, you followed your heart on what you thought was right.
Of course.
Yeah.
But, there's certain things that maybe I could have done differently or, So, yeah, definitely I do have, people that say they don't have regrets, I think are full of shit. So.
Yeah. Yeah. You got your mom, too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's gotta, that probably was a very, you had to reevaluate some things while you're doing that time.
Yeah, it probably would have been a different experience without kids,
100%.
But yeah, it would have, it would have changed a lot.
And so Alex he had Rosenberg, and I heard during a couple of his court hearings he got in trouble by the judge for taking selfies in there. Is that true? Rosenberg, his attorney, was taking selfies in the courtroom.
Oh, I have no idea about that.
I'm just fucking around. Hey.
I don't know what that was.
I was like, me personally, I never saw it, but
I'm just fucking around.
I did see like some videos when I got out, and I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? But I mean, as far as him doing his job, he was there to do what he does.
It's probably a hard job to do, being the fact that they just couldn't get no traction, and there was a lot of loopholes thrown at these lawyers, right?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of, like I said, me personally, I don't know about the other lawyers or the other people, but my lawyer was just, we were just in agreement that, it was a very frustrating process. So. Yeah.
And so how long were you in there for?
It would have been 2 more days to complete a 6 month.
6
term.
months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 6 months is a long time, huh?
When you're in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially kind of like maybe your first time in jail, actually having to face a ridiculous amount of time for something you feel like it doesn't add up, right?
Right.
Are they trying to get Alex though, huh? They're trying to stretch that boy out, huh?
I mean, I believe truth will prevail. I feel like there's a lot more positive things that he did. So hopefully, that just has a different outcome than everybody thinks.
You know what I want to do? Can we take some phone calls?
Sure.
Yeah, let's take some phone calls. Let's take a break right now. Look at Ed 221. How can I join the Brown Berets?
BrownBeretOrganization.com.
There it is, right there. You guys got that? Let's do this. Let me do some ads right now, and then we're gonna be back with ESTIE, Sister ESTIE, man. Thank you so much. This is cool, man. I mean, and I hope too that if there's anything else you want to say after the phone calls, please, do so. But let's get some phone calls and see what the community talking about. And I want you guys to be nice and respectful, please. Please be nice and respectful, man.
Because I won't. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
I'm just kidding, though.
Yeah, let's pay some ads. First off, I want to give a big shout out to my G today. I was chilling out with them. And bam, and I'm talking about my boy Canijo Tattoos, baby. Hey, he just fucking, let me see. Can you guys see that? Just got that done right there. And one thing about the homie is the homie has his own fucking studio, so he's not paying the overhead of a shop, so to speak. You feel what I'm saying? So he'll give you better prices, my G's. And he's out of Hawaiian Gardens, Southeast Los Angeles. Stand the fuck up. And his phone number is 562-704-9743. Hey, tapping with my G. He does great work. And many of our listeners mistakenly believe the only way to buy a home is to have perfect credit, a large down payment, and then proceed to get into a bidding war on your favorite homes. Well, not here. This isn't the case. The team at Prime Equity Mortgage has access to off-market inventory and access to 50-plus banks, plus their own bank. They have helped thousands of people in our community get their home and even help investors flip ugly homes, find ugly homes to flip, okay? This is how home flippers buy their homes. Please call my boy Andrew right here. See what he can do for you and your family. And his phone number is 626-825-6565. All right. We're also sponsored by Killa Kush, baby. Looking for some good quality cannabis? Killer quality cannabis. Hit up the folks at Killa Kush. They specialize in bringing the best quality available from OG to exotic. They got it all, baby. And to find a location, Follow them on Instagram at Killa Kush __420, and they will lead you in the right direction. Looking for the best criminal defense attorney in the city of Los Angeles. Now, I tell you right now, if Alex had this guy right here, Doug Sherrod, he used to be a fucking federal prosecutor, and he used to be the DA for the district attorney of the city of Los Angeles. Doug Sherrod. I'm telling you, this is the man right here. This boy don't play. You know what I mean? Doug Sherrod. He's our lawyer right here. He's our criminal defense lawyer. And if you guys ever have to cross that bridge and need representation, the best representation, go to KingKongLawyer.com. KingKongLawyer.com. All right, Orange County, stand the fuck up. Good or Phenom is a lifestyle brand that's dedicated to supporting and inspiring individuals who are determined to achieve their dreams. We believe that no matter where you come through and what you've been through with hard work and dedication, anything is possible. Please visit gutterphenom.com. Gutterphenom.com. We're also sponsored by La Conecta, baby. San Antonio, Texas. Stand the fuck up, baby. Hey, go to motherfucking La Conecta brand on Instagram. Follow them and shop laconecta.com. Use Hoodstocks, get 20% off. And we're also sponsored by Rick and Morty Gummies. Yes, sir. Prepare for a blast off. Get your mind right. At Rick and Morty Gummies official, tap in and they will lead you in the right direction to get them gummies. We're also sponsored by Graphic Joe. They do all of our stickers. Please go to Instagram at Graphic Joe _ and hit them up in the DM. Use promo code Hoodstocks. Get a fucking big ass discount. Now, let me do this real quick. Let me put this phone number up and we will take phone calls. We will take some phone calls right here, baby. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nope. There we go. Phone lines up. You guys want to call in? Call in. And so, feels good to be out, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Feels great, man. Yeah. Jesus. Every time I've gotten out, man, I just hits different. I think sometimes we all need to go to jail and come out and appreciate life again.
A lot of people do, but not everybody.
Not everybody, but I'm just saying, like, we're so spoiled, you know? Mm-hmm. And sometimes we forget what we got until we lose it.
Like roughing it.
Roughing it.
Yep.
Straight up, roughing it. That's motherfucking, what you do, we're going to be roughing it, but it's going to be fun. You're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
I was calling in to speak to Esty.
Yes, Esther's right here. Esty. Yeah.
Hi, Esty. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I did have a question, though. Did you do your research on him? Because he didn't support any of your movement. He didn't support any of the Justice 8. So I was just wondering why you would give him the time of day.
I mean, I've heard contrary, so I don't know what you're really talking about.
Yeah, that's what I asked if you did your research. So you saw him speaking and posting and sharing awareness and doing all that?
Who?
Hoodstocks.
Who, me?
Yeah, did you do your research on him, of him supporting?
On me supporting? I'm supporting her by having her on here. I'm supporting everybody.
Yeah, just now when she's out.
Hey, you know what?
But you didn't support Alex. You said he was your friend. You didn't support him. I didn't see you post anything about the Justice 8. You didn't share any awareness. Esther, you should have gave this interview to other people who were in the courtroom, like LA Taco, like Eye of the Barrio, who were there, who were sharing awareness. Lucky did nothing for you guys. Absolutely nothing.
And honestly,
he's doing this for the clout.
Honestly, sister.
No, this is not for the clout.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Honestly,
definitely it is.
Honestly, sister, can I speak without you talking over me?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's obligated to help me. Nobody's obligated to do anything for me. But thank you for your opinion.
No, I'm not saying anybody's obligated.
So this is what it is. That's not my movement.
Yeah.
It's not my movement.
You're not obligated to, and I wouldn't hold anybody to do anything for me. I have had
when I body slammed that motherfucking cop on Amar and Azusa. Did you support me? Who was there for me? None of you motherfuckers. 5-6 times in the penitentiary? Where were you motherfuckers at? Nowhere. Don't play with me with this little Instagram calling up, fucking trying to who bang on me. I've done some real things in my life.
Though? Did you post me?
What the fuck?
No, you didn't.
No, because I'm not a fucking Instagram activist. But since the beginning, I've had Alex on supporting his movement. Thank you very much. What have you done? Stupid ass. Hey, you're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
What's up, homie?
What's happening?
Fuck you, Lucky.
I love you too. Bro.
Hey.
Talk to us.
Yeah, I love you too, man. No, the last caller, yeah, nobody's on that movement. And shout out to her, your guest and all this. But, I don't know if you've seen, but like literally everybody's nitpicking. This internet shit's fucking, low-key, it's fucking retarded. Because, they're trying to cancel LA Icon for the Juneteenth shit. And fucking, but you had Alex Enamorado on your platform, right?
Way before I gave him a podcast, bro, and he got all the residuals from it, even though it didn't make not much money at all because these people didn't support his podcast on Hoodstocks.
Yeah,
they didn't come through. They didn't put numbers up. They didn't like. They didn't subscribe. They didn't comment. They didn't call in. They didn't support none of this shit. All these people are fucking Instagram activists, bro. Straight up. And you know what?
Exactly.
Hey, check it out, dog. It's hey, you know what? I ain't even gotta say it, my G's. Hey.
Yeah, I already know. But hold up. Hey, I'm glad you're out. I'm glad you're out of
No, you're not.
jail.
No, you're not.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Jail sucks. And I never have been to jail. What do you like for real?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I'm saying, like, what people are calling in is it's just ignorant shit, and you're gonna get that. But come on, man, come on. The original Alex Enamorado had his platform on Hoodstock.
Yeah, and they didn't support
and
him to keep it going for him.
Yeah, keep it going for him.
Yeah, I gave him the platform before anybody was giving him the platform.
Yeah,
straight.
Yeah, before all these other.
Yes. Speaking of clout, like fuck this shit, I co-signed him to the G's on the streets, so to speak. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And but when people call you a clout chaser, man, if you wanted a fucking clout, you could have done your numbers with with the incident, with the little homie, if you know.
I went on No Jumper, Adam 22.
You would have went on No Jumper.
Yeah, I would have went on No Jumper and fucking bop, and I said, get the fuck out of here, dog. I don't need that motherfucking shit, and that ain't my style, dog.
Yeah,
clout chasing, dog. I would have never had all these street dudes on here, and I would have just tried to target famous people, dog. Just get the fuck out of here, you dumb motherfuckers. This is a grassroots type of motherfucking podcast that started from cats that don't even have Instagrams. People, nobodies. Well, there's somebody's in the neighborhood. There's somebody on the streets that gone through something serious in life, dog. But I have fucking built this platform off of people that living on the streets, addicted to drugs, out from life in prison, bro. And now it's a popular thing to do. But hey,
you have fucking Marines. You have Marines.
Yeah.
And soldiers. Come on. What other podcast has that?
I just hate because I get attacked by these people that support Alex, but I supported Alex since the very beginning on what he was doing. You stupid ass. And she's a chick too. She's probably on the rag, dog. I don't know, man. She's having a bad day. Sorry, I mean no offense.
Hey, homie.
Dudes be on the rag sometimes too.
Hey,
sorry about that.
Yeah. But
I mean it's not towards you.
Yeah, you have everything. You're like Joe Rogan, bro. Like, in my opinion. You're like Joe Rogan,
bro. But thank you.
No. Yeah, you're there. But, what? I'm going to play devil's advocate. Okay.
Shoot it.
All right. Was Alex Enamorado wrong for the way... Because, we all seen the videos when he went to the... a gated community and went to their houses.
Was that me?
What's that?
Oh, you talking about her?
Yeah,
well, I'm asking her.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you. Like, was he wrong for going to the community, a gated community? The last video I saw, you know, he was in the gated community. Obviously, you know, is that right? If people show up to my house, oh, it's on and popping.
Is this Richard?
And I get what you're saying, bro.
Is your name Richard?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's like this. It's like this. So he's saying in the sense of, you know, that if you show up to someone's house, right, it's on and popping. Like if people showed up to your house and they were fucking this, that, and the other, they didn't like what you did for some reason and shit like that, right, you'd be pissed, right? You feel like maybe they're violating, or it's just still.
Yeah, it is. That's where my family lives.
That's where your kids live.
For one, I'm not a piece of shit, so I'm not really worried about people coming and protesting me. So I don't know. I can't speak for pieces of shit that get protested on.
There it is. There. Next phone call. Hey, you're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
Lucky for president, bitch.
Yes. I'm gonna be a fucking bitch ass president.
Hell yeah.
Bitch. Hey, you're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
Was cracking big love.
Hey, you know what? I want to say something too. I go out in the streets and I do my thing. You feel what I'm saying? But I do it on my own. You hear what I'm saying? Like I don't need to. My movement is kind of like what I do. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to, and I don't expect anybody to run with me or go with me, and I don't hold nobody obligated to that because people have their own agendas in life. You feel, and I said that since the beginning with Alex. This is his thing, you know? In the back of my mind, sometimes, I wanted to go out there, but, you know, I got kids and stuff. I'm doing other things. I'm running a fucking podcast. I'm doing a full-time job. I ain't got time for all that shit.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like grown man shit, responsibility, paying the bills, taking care of my kids shit, you know? And then I got the podcast on top of that. Anyways. Enough of that. What's up,
Big
dog? What's that, dog?
Hey, saludos. What's cracking, G?
Chilling, dog. You got ESTIE right here. What would you like to say to ESTIE?
I think that was dope how you guys like mobilized to just bring awareness, you know what I mean? And so I learned of this through I think your podcast, Luck, or maybe an IG post that you put up, you know, like some Vato who was trying to protect street vendors and all this good stuff, you know? So, you know, saludos to you. Saludos to the movement, you know what I mean? Any underrepresented, abused people in our country need mobilization like that, and that's what it's about. You know what I mean? You take that time out because you knew you were going to take that time out when you started your movement. You know, don't cry, don't sit back and go, man, I got in this car, but now I'm crying because there's a fucking Johnny Pig next to me. You know, so. And so, you know, I think it's much respect. I'm from Sacramento, so a lot of the protesting and activism up here kind of ventures this way because, you know, the Capitol and the law makers and these, you know, type shit. So I think it's dope, you know. You put that word out there, look. You did what you needed to do. You got the little ball. You got a ball rolling, and, you know, people aren't tuned to it. That's on them. You know, you can only do so much, right? Like you said, you're a man, you handle your business with your family, your career, you know what I mean, or your job, and like, ya sabes, bro. You know,
I mean, we all have our own priorities, bro. And I feel like this, when it came down to, all right, Alex or the Justice 8 need money, right? And thank you for calling, bro. I'm gonna hang up on you right now. Thank you for the call, dog. I feel like this is my thing, and this is what I was thinking the whole time when I was watching it. I said, where are all these street vendors at that Alex helped? Did they help? Did they put money forward for him? Because if anybody, let's say in the sense of when people think that somebody owes something or somebody Lucky needs the support. Wait, did you do your research on fucking Lucky? He's clout chasing because everybody knows me as a big clout chaser. Okay. Obviously you haven't done your research. So me outside looking in, because that's all I am ever doing. I'm outside looking in, you know? I'm not a brown beret, and that's not on the top of my priority list of going out and do I love seeing it? Yes, I do. Because I feel like there's somebody for everything and everybody should play that position. I'm playing the position of giving platforms to inner city people, you know, people that don't have a voice. That's my calling. That's what I have to offer. You feel what I'm saying? And that's my time. That's my money. Time away from kids, money out the pocket. Dude, we ain't, you know, hey, thank you 532 people, but at the end of the day, that doesn't add up to big money on fucking YouTube at all. At all.
Right.
You feel me? I've been going hardcore this entire month. We got $4,000 coming in, and that's going full time. That's nothing. Anyways, so back to my thought. I was outside looking in, always outside looking in, but appreciating it from afar, right? The movement of what you guys are doing, you know? Respect, right? But I felt like the street vendors, if anybody owed anything, it's the street vendors. You know, they should have came together, and I don't know if they did or not. Not throwing no shade or nothing like that. But did they should have took that tab. You feel me? Or all these other people, Instagram activists that aren't out there like you guys. Because why was there only 8 when there's thousands? You know what I mean? Why was there only fucking just a handful of people at these places? You know, the girl that was calling, where were you at? You know, where were you at besides on the phone talking shit to me? And you probably hung up on me and called your baby daddy after that. Mad, the world.
Yep.
But and it always blew my fucking mind because I would see thousands of people reposting it. Look at this man, he's great. Look at ESTIE, they're great. Look what they're doing. It's amazing. You know, this, that, and the other. You know, proud to be, you know, Latino, Mexicano descent, whatever, right? But they weren't out there in the streets.
Right.
You know, maybe this could have all not happened if the cops had a bigger crowd out there. You feel me? And then after they got arrested, where was everybody else at? There was nobody doing nothing for nobody. I mean, I didn't see nothing. Where were you at that just called in? Who picked up the baton, the baton, you know, and said, hey, they're gone. Let's keep this movement going so they know that this is legit and we are not going anywhere.
Right.
That makes the movement strong. Not you calling up and talking shit about doing homework about me.
Right. And just going back to what you said about, like, you know, where were the vendors? And it's kind of like how I told the caller earlier. Nobody's obligated to do anything for us. Or, I mean, me personally, you know, I don't expect people to go out of their way to make sure, you know, I wouldn't hold it as an expectation to anybody. And I feel like vendors are a victim of this society as well.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put that expectation on anybody, especially vendors, because like
if they're already targeted.
Yeah, they're already targeted.
They got enough heat on them. They're already struggling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
You know.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's get this next phone call. And I'm sorry for my little outburst, but I'm passionate too.
Yeah.
Especially when you attack me and try to be like I'm some piece of shit cloud chaser. Like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit in other ways with maybe kids I brought into the world. You feel me? And didn't take care of them. Like, yeah, I got some shit that I got to answer to God to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh-oh, South Central audit. Here we go. What's up, big dog?
What's up, big dog?
Bro, your people are attacking me right now, dog.
I seen that, bro. I seen that. Like I say, man, people don't appreciate what you do for the community out here. But let me get back to ESTIE. I appreciate you, ESTIE. You know, everything you do for the Brown Berets. You know, like I seen you out there in the streets. You know what I mean? And I see what you do out there. I see your voice. I see what you stand for. I see what your Brown Berets stand for. You know?
Yeah.
That's South Central audit right there. He's out there too and doing his thing.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I kind of seen ESTIE like from the beginning. She's always been a great person, you know. Like that one when I seen her in there and I seen her kids. Cause I seen her kids before, you know. So for me, it was like fuck, like that shit was pretty crazy, you know. But then I seen you, man. Lucky man, they're attacking you, bro. Like, dude, they shouldn't even. People that always talk shit, bro, they don't even put in no work, bro. You go in their fucking social media, they don't do shit for the community, bro. You know what I mean? That's the shit that I don't get, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is, bro. Hey, check it out. But you were beefing with Alex before he got busted. How do you feel about that whole situation with Alex, dog? You guys were
and I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Like, it wasn't really a beef, bro. It was more than anything a misunderstanding. You know what I mean? I think we should have handled things differently, you know, because people wanted to see us
fight like dogs and cats. You know what I mean? People got a thrill out of that shit. You know, and for me, dog, it's like I'm not about fighting. I'm not about none of that shit, bro. It's like we have a voice out here, bro. Let's spread that shit right. You know, if we were wrong, I think we should have handled things a lot more different if we would have thought about it better. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I would say at the time it was hard to maybe reconcile with Alex, because Alex was just like, he was going crazy on everything, bro. You know?
Yeah, but
and
it's crazy, bro, because yo, like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, like even all the time, bro, when we was out there, bro, like I would always tell people like, hey, bro, let's not do it like this because these fuckers are watching us. And I would tell them all the time, you know, and it was like, they don't understand that they want you to be part of an organization so they can shut your ass down. If you really notice, bro, every single person that becomes part of an organization, they shut their ass down.
Yeah. And shout out to the dude that said Lucky's a cool dude for a J-Cat. Those are my people, though. You know what I mean? They love me. Hey, keep on doing your thing, my boy, and let's talk soon, brother. All right?
Hey, I got you, bro. I appreciate you putting me on. And like I said, man, I hope everybody really pay attention to what's going on out there, man. Support everybody that's doing out there for the people. Always support your vendors, you know, no matter what was going on. You know, they cannot shut us down no more. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you, Lucky, bringing ESTIE on to say her story. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people think misconception about her story, and her story is important, bro. Her story is very important to us. You know?
Well, you know what I want to say. I want to say shout out to my boy Lorenzo for making this happen, because it's not because ESTIE had any type of like respect for me or anything like that. There's just people that we have mutual friends, and I'm not saying if she did or she didn't, but there's people we have mutual friends sometimes, and you know that mutual friend got ESTIE on here. So thank you to the homie right here.
Hell yeah,
sometimes that kind of like creates bridges and shit. You know what I mean? She's like, I don't know if I fucking like this guy. You know what I mean? You know, and I'll be like, well, yeah, me too. You know, I don't know if I like myself either sometimes, but
you gotta agree to disagree sometimes. But I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you to your boy K9, man. I see that for all the time in the office and shit.
All right, brother, be easy. Hey, you're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us. You got ESTIE right here.
Hey, what's up? I just want to say, ESTIE and all the Justice 8, they were doing everything they could for the offenders. They were putting all their blood, sweat out there, their passion, and they got nothing but love for vendors, man. All these haters coming out of all these haters coming out, man, they don't know anything. They just talk out of the ass, and you know, I support you, Lucky, as well. I got a chance to meet you actually recently, brother. Nothing but van respect for you.
Likewise, brother.
And thank you. Thanks for having our sister ESTIE on there and for her to tell her story. And free the Justice 8, free J. Mujeres, protect street vendors all day, every day.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
There you go, baby. I like that. That's love, dog. Thank you, bro. They were saying hold on. Let's see. Hey, you're on Hoodstocks. Talk to us.
What's up, Lucky?
What up, baby? Who we got right here?
Brother Alfonso.
Alfonso, what up, Dougie?
Hey, I can't say F you, but I want to say bless you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I
got two questions for Sister Esther right there.
What's up, brother?
My name is Brother Alfonso, Sister Esther, and I was wondering if you got the book I sent you. I sent 5 of them out. I only had 5 addresses. My book was God's Fingerprints.
God's Fingerprint? No, I know two of the sisters received them.
That's awesome. Also, second question. So this basically happened for lack of upper management leadership. Like you said, you know, the leaders we don't have those leaders. What kind of leaders do you think we need? Like religious leaders? Because what would we look for in a religious leader? Like a Muslim leader, a Christian leader, or a Catholic leader? You know, like a lot of times when you say religious leadership, like when our black brothers have Farrakhan, you know, they have the Muslim community. Mm-hmm. But who's the upper management that we should look up to and say, we got those people to back our play? Because if we would have had somebody like that, maybe the passion wouldn't have turned into what it wouldn't have been presented and interpreted the way it happened.
I would just say, broadly speaking, I feel like we need to go to a lot of our elders and respect their word, their palabra, and learn from their mistakes because they've already been through it. It's like been there, done that. What haven't we learned from or what can we learn from the 1960s movement, the Chicano movement from the 60s, you know. There are elders out there that are willing to share their knowledge with us, and I feel like we need to take advantage of them, you know, being around still while they're still here. So,
one more question, if I could. Has this situation changed your heart towards activism and doing what you're doing? Like, has it pushed you back or made it go forward, but a little bit more with a little bit more wisdom?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got to read a lot while I was incarcerated, so I had a lot of Chicanismo activism books, as well as other revolutionaries like Malcolm X, and you know, I can't really think right now, but yeah, I got to read a lot of those books, and it just kind of motivated, you know, me to continue my passion. I would hate for this to be like a thorn, you know, and just like I mean, I would hate for this to be something that would, you know, stop me from the bigger picture, you know, which is bringing a change on a mass scale. So I feel like
you should really consider writing your book. And honestly, I'm happy that the brothers in there got the book that I sent them. I was just trying to encourage them and trying to give them something to read while they were in there. Anyways, thank you for sharing your story. And Lucky, bless you, man. Shout out to Hood Stocks.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate the support, dog.
Gracias.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Hey, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us. Turn the volume down, please. Let's go next phone call. You good? You good?
Yeah, I just wanted to share some books that I had.
Let's get. Yeah, you're on Hood Stocks. Talk to us.
Hi, can you guys hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you well.
My name's Alex, and I was just calling in to say thank you for all the work ESTIE did. But the only thing I'm going to point out is what the next step would be. If I'm not sure either of you are aware that the Raza Unida party, it's kind of on a research right now. And if, you know, we're going to keep organizing and demonstrating and, you know, the next logical step is to get into positions of power politically to keep these laws from coming into place to hurt our people in the first place. So I would only offer everybody listening, ESTIE, I'm sure you're aware, but if our moves are to be organizing and demonstrating, the next step is to become politicians and people in authority. La Raza Unida party is on the move up right now, and I would only suggest or hope that you guys look into it.
Oh yeah, there's that's something that I definitely have read about and know about, past and present.
Well, if you guys, if either of you don't mind, I'm not a member yet, but I'm getting slowly involved. I can shoot you guys information over to like the representatives and chair and secretaries there, and maybe they can reach out and talk to you guys. Maybe just to discuss what they have to offer for our problems.
Yeah, I think it's always good to connect with people and network with like-minded people. So I'm not opposed to that.
Okay, well, I appreciate the work you do, and I appreciate the platform for having you on. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
It's an absolute privilege to have her on here. Yes, and thank you for calling too. So what kind of books we got?
So just something that I wanted to recommend. These are the type of books that I got. I don't know if people can see them. Yeah.
Can you turn that speaker off? Because that whistling is killing me.
So I read Corky Gonzalez, and which I would recommend people. They're Chicanos or Mexicanos, Mexican American, whatever they consider themselves. But he's one of my heroes. And
tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he started off as a boxer in his youth, and he was a really good boxer. So he accumulated some type of wealth off of his boxing career, and he invested in I believe it was life insurance or some type of insurance, and also bail bonds. So he would help our people, and with that accumulation of wealth, he was able to, and his passion to help people in the movement, he opened Crusade for Justice, which was a building, and it was one of my goals, and inspiration, but it was a resource center for the community in Colorado. So, just very passionate about becoming self-sustaining, buying and comprando de tu propia gente, like supporting your raza, their businesses, promoting them, helping them, co-opting apartments. So he ended up buying like an apartment building, and it was shared between people. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like one owner, but everybody owned it. So, yeah. So yeah, he ended up being a very prominent figure in the movement in the '60s, and like I said, he's one of my heroes. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so I got this book too.
Do we have a lack of heroes within the
yeah.
Latino community?
In the present, yes. I feel like there's a lot of hidden knowledge, hidden, leaders that aren't talked about, and I think it's purposely done, especially I can only speak for Southern California because I grew up here, but just in the education system, we should be learning about our indigenous brothers and sisters from the area, and also our Chicano heroes that really helped propel change in the 60s for us. So yeah, I think it's hidden from us on purpose,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck because once you start learning about it, like I had a teacher in high school, and he was very like adamant about teaching us Chicano history. He would sneak it in there, and that's how I learned about the Brown Berets. I watched the movie Walkout, and kind of like inspired us because it was similar things happening at the same time that happened in the 60s. So, I mean, kind of the same thing now. There's the 60s was a big time for change. People were finally waking up to protesting against the Vietnam War, whereas like now people are protesting against the Palestinian genocide, so-called war. It's really a genocide, So I feel like there's a lot of deja vu, and we could learn a lot from these people. They had the courage to stand up to all these atrocities, and we need more people like that. So yeah, definitely they're hidden on purpose from us.
I want to ask you a question. And you spoke on the Palestine, and you call it a genocide. Okay, yeah, and I believe that to a certain extent, yes, it is. I mean, this is a dumb example. I mean, but in the game of basketball, right? In the game of basketball, but this because I love basketball. So this is the innocence of myself using this as an example. You know what I mean? When the team is like already at fourth quarter and they fucking beat the shit out of the other team, and the team that's winning, if they go down the court and fucking slam dunk the basketball, people get mad. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And so I look at it in the sense of the Palestinian and Israel war. I feel like they've already. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not inside meetings I get secret intel or anything like that, but it's safe to say they leveled the bitch out, right? I'm a Jew too, right? You know what I mean? Like the war has basically been on, there's been a lot of innocent people that have died, and regardless if people are saying that the Palestinians are using certain individuals as human shields, there's a lot of stuff we get, right? Mm-hmm. But the ones that know are the ones that are there.
Right.
Right? Those are the ones that know. And so a lot of Latinos, a lot of raza, they're very, well, how about this? So has Palestine ever stood up for fucking anything with Mexico, any Latinos? You feel what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of Latinos, there's a lot of raza that are fucking like, fuck that, bop, 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 this and that. Mm-hmm. But if the tables were turned, would Palestinian of descent people be doing the same for Latinos? I mean, it's human shit, right?
I feel like there hasn't been an opportunity for them to be there as much as they would want to, just because it's been ongoing for decades. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's like the saying goes, you can't help others unless you help yourself first sometimes,
I hear it. And so this is me I play devil's advocate in my mind, and I try to reverse scenarios and, see if there would be a mutual support, so to speak.
Right.
But, maybe we're just kind people, raza, kind people and this and that. We have a lack of leaders within you said we have a lack of leaders, you know, for young kids to look up to. Latino descent people, kids to look up to, it seems like, because then they start looking up to other cultures, but that is what mainstream society is letting be in the spotlight, so to speak. There's not like a lot of fucking Latino, like huge people. I mean, there is now. We got like a Peso Pluma, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we're talking about like artists and stuff where, you know, they're fucking worldwide. And I mean, but there's not a lot of choices opposed to, say, the black kid in the inner city. Man, fuck you, the list is deep, baby. You know? I mean, what do you ever put that through your head and say, why is this race being kind of like suppressed, or whatever the word is, in a sense, to meet their greatness, capabilities, to inspire,
definitely.
You know?
Definitely. There's a big, like I said, there's a big separation between, whatever you want to call it, paisas, you know, Mexican-born people.
And they hate on each other.
Chicanos. Yeah.
And they hate on each other.
And, you know, it's a very hard, situation to try to get people to come together, you know, when your ideals are already different. And it's because a lot of, you know, second, third, fourth generation Chicanos, kind of, you know, they're naturalized to the American culture. Yeah. Whereas, you know, the paisanos or whatever, you know, or migrants are coming in, and, you know, maybe the values are different, or, you know, but in reality, I think the values are very common and similar. And in reality, they're very conservative. Like if you realize, like,
that's the word I wanted to use, conservative. It was saying Latinos are conservative. They are very conservative.
Yeah. And I would say even people from, you know, Mexico are conservative. They're very religious. You know, they're very Catholic centered or Christian centered. They believe in, you know, old school traditional values. They're conservative, but in a different way, you know, and people have more in common than what they really think.
So Latinos that are, and I'm switching a little lane right here, just to pick your brain a little bit, see if you have any thought behind it, or, you know. So there's a lot of Latinos that consider themselves conservative, and they vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. You know, how do you feel about those type of Latinos that they support Trump? Because Alex hated these motherfuckers. Right. Because we had actually debate right here with the homies, the Jesse, you know, Lexit. We had a debate, set it up right here. I mean, I'm telling you, man, since the beginning, I've given Alex different looks on this platform. Right. You know, I gave him this chair right here. I said, go ahead, bro, do your thing, dog. You know what I mean? Debate these fools. I sat over there, bro, fly on the wall, watching these fools fucking, because Alex was, you know, on the left, and then we had these hardcore Latinos, they called Lexit, that are Trump supporters, and they call themselves conservative. You know what I mean? Right. You know? Where was I going with that? Oh, in regards to Latinos being conservative and with Trump, I mean, do you get involved with the politics and stuff like that, or do you share the same thought process or narrative that Alex shared in regards to like the politics?
I can't say, because I didn't watch those interviews or whatever. But me personally, I feel like we were talking about earlier, where I said, you know, people lose their identity, or they don't really acknowledge their roots or the struggle that their you know, ancestors, or even, you know, your generations, your recent generations have gone through, you know. And I feel like once you lose your identity in that sense, you kind of are subject to naturalize to American culture, which, like I said earlier, it's materialism, it's more individualistic. And I feel like sometimes it's better to try to educate people than to just come on and hate each other, you know, and like, now fuck you because you're a Trump supporter. Okay, well, why? You know, like, there's more to it that I would want to say to somebody. There's more education behind what I would want to tell somebody. Like, I'm the type to, you know, school a person on like their history, or, you know, no, you're wrong because of this or that, like a debate, you know. But even with facts, a lot of people are very ignorant, you know. They still don't want to accept the reality of things or whatever. And you really can't force people to change their reality. You know, your reality is different from mine.
Exactly.
You know, so yes. I feel like the next step after that is like, okay, well, some people, to me, are a lost cause. You know, a lot of our people are a lost cause. Not saying that they're, you know, like homeless or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, people that are ignorant are a lost cause to me. So what's a solution to that? You know, okay, well, we start educating our kids on our heroes.
Yeah.
Because that's going to reconnect them to our roots. That's going to reconnect them to the struggle. And it's going to show them awareness about what's really going on in society. Not just, oh, well, go to school, chase a bag. You know, there's more to life than that, you know, and there's more to it than what really is going on, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I love it. What other books we got right here?
This one's called Chicana. So if you guys could see it. And this Professor Alfredo Acosta Figueroa, he pretty much, I don't know if you've ever heard the term Aztlan, but he pretty much pinpoints Aztlan to being like the birthplace of the Mexica, the Aztecs. Yeah. And he pinpoints it on a map, and he says that, you know, based off his research and studies, it's a location in Blythe, California. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Yeah? But, yeah, so it's a pretty interesting book. I would love for people to check that out, because to me, that's like something new that I read. And I'm, like I said, I'm 34 years old. I never knew that. So that's somewhere that I want to visit too, because I consider that sacred. So, and then this one is called Voices of the Revolution. And it's written by a brother named Johnny Torres. He's also a Brown Beret out in Texas. Yeah. And he pretty much, you know, made a compilation of a lot of different people that wrote their origin stories of why they become, you know, activist or revolutionary or whatever you want to call it. But so I'm really proud to and humbled that I came out in this book. You know, I have a little section in here somewhere that I can't find. But, you know, if you guys want to check that out and support the brother with his book and get some more. Where can they get that book at? You guys could look up Johnny Torres on Facebook, Instagram. I believe his Instagram name is Silent Killer. Okay. I don't know. I forgot. I'm sorry. No, it's all good. I'll end up, like, you know, trying to forward that information later. Silent Killer Poet 187.
Okay. On Instagram. Silent Poet Killer 187.
Silent Killer Poet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Silent Killer Poet 187.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of the brother for bringing together different people in Brown Berets, and just, you know, people that are looking for Brown Beret, you know, something current, because it's all pretty much history, but this is something current on the Brown Berets. So you guys want to check that out.
I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
So, and I'll present it to you like this. Okay. In any organization, and even in gangs, right? If one of the homies gets busted, it's been out there doing the motherfucking shit, whoop de whoop whoop, and then another homie gets out, and it just goes on and goes on and it moves and it moves. You know what I mean? In any organization, it can be the city, hall, community. Like if something happens and a new person gets elected, and they keep the good fight going. You know what I mean? Now back to what you guys were doing. Did it disappoint you that there was back to, and I said this already, but there was thousands, hundreds of thousands of people supporting what you guys are doing, and then 8 of you get arrested and it's all done. Mm-hmm. I mean, did it feel like your work that you put in, the good work that you put in, just was for nothing?
Like I said, I don't expect anything from anybody. I feel like the knowledge was already kind of there, where, like I said, you know, there's different movements, and unfortunately the Chicano movement, or, you know, Mexicano movement, for justice is really not there. It's not there. I believe there's activism and there's grassroots nonprofits, but on a mass scale, like let's say like the George Floyd protests or whatnot, where people actually were really tired of the shit that they were going through. Yeah. Like, man, another person on video getting beat to death. Yeah. Over what, you know, and we don't really have that. Like, we have all these videos, we have all this proof of all these injustices. But like I said, it's a lot of individualism, a lot of, you know, every man for himself type of mentality for our culture, and it's very sad to see.
I got shitted on for going to those protests in LA, and people would say, well, why did you go to those protests, but you didn't go over here? You know what I mean? Well, because that connects with me, because I've had many altercations with police officers. You know what I mean? I've been beat down from them a good 3 times. You know what I mean? Straight up a good 3 times. Like, they took their turns on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and fucked me up. Maybe I deserved it. I don't know. You know what I mean? I was fucking up. You know what I mean? I wasn't being a good guy. You know what I mean? Whatever, you know? But so when I went out there, it kind of connected with me. Like, I've been there. You feel me? You know, but I still have my life. And so I got shitted on for going out there by, you know, sometimes people that look like ourselves, like look at myself, you know what I mean? They're like, fuck, what you doing, Lucky? That's this, that's the other. And I said, nah, brother, this all trickles down to us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It trickles down to us, you know? Exactly. And anyways, yeah. And also, too, I want to say one more thing. And this is just, and I thought about if I should say this or if I don't have to say this, but throughout this time, I've kept tabs with Rosenberg. Hey, what's up? How's that fool's case going? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Text message. That fool can pull them text messages up. Pop. You know what I mean? You know? And, you know, everybody, you know, I guess we all support in our own way or however we can, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just unfortunate that since he was idolized at one point, and now there's just a big group of people that are just fucking, you know, they're trying to really, really cancel him with these cases that he supposedly had, you know? Right. And so sometimes what I do is I just step the fuck back. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I have I'm not his lawyer. I'm not, you know what I mean? I wasn't out there with him in the trenches. You know what I mean? I don't represent him. You know, at one point I supported what he was doing, you know. Do I think he deserves a fucking shitload of time or anything like that? Like, fuck no. You know what I mean?
Right.
To this day,
there's worse things out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, fuck no. Let the dude out, you know what I mean? And, you know, maybe he can continue his movement, but this time continue in it in a more methodical way. Like, just kind of like, you know what I mean? Just be like lesson learned, so to speak. All right, these boundaries I shouldn't, like, maybe I can have a different approach, you know? And I'll just say, I'll leave it at that with that in regards to, you know what I mean, my personal, whatever, bro. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, ESTIE.
That's all right.
Yeah, but anyways, ESTIE, this has been great. It's been an honor. It's been a privilege of having you here. You know, oh yeah, we got something right here. What do we got right here, doggy? Hold on, we got some food right here. We got sushi. What is this right here, brother? Oh, damn. You like sushi?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Okay, lay it out right there, and then I need you to get show on the mic. Wow, man, we are. This is a blessings right here.
Another one.
You guys like sushi?
I don't know the name of this dish. Bionico.
Oh, wow.
A Bionico from Javi.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
The street.
What is that, bro? Get over there, bro, and let us know.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Bionico with a different... Yeah.
Pull that mic towards you. Oh, okay.
For people calling me a torta, I'm about to be a torta right now.
Hey, let's go.
Are you jealous? No.
Yeah, they jealous. 100% jealous.
I ate pretty good in jail, too, so...
Yeah?
Yeah.
We should talk about
My
that.
people took care of me, so...
Good.
There you go.
Okay.
What do we have here?
Okay, so that's a Bionico plate, and it's basically different fruits. So it has apples, bananas, melon, mango, and then on top they put like a crema, and then on top of that crema they put coconut, raisin, and granola.
Wow.
It's like a really good Mexican dish.
Dessert, right?
Dessert. It's dessert.
Wow.
And that's from Javi, Javi Tejuinos on Patata Street.
Okay. Do they have an Instagram or anything like that?
Yes, they do.
What's their Instagram?
Here.
I want you guys to follow.
Their Instagram is at Tejuinos El Javi. I have the card here.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, Javi, so much.
And the sushi from Negro Sushi, Patata Street as well.
Yeah.
And then we also had taco bichis from the ceviche and the taco that I gave you the other day. They're from the same street. They're all connected there. They came to sponsor Hood Stocks today.
And Negro Sushi is known for that hot Cheeto roll. That is wrapped in hot Cheetos.
That's a hot Cheeto roll?
That is a hot Cheeto roll.
Oh my
He wanted
God.
you guys to try that out.
I'll try it right now. Can I? Is it okay if I just?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
should I? Do we have a spoon or
There's a
something?
little plate in a.
Yeah. Can I get a spoon? I don't want to put my
But that's what they're known
funky
for.
hands in there.
Shout out to Negro
gonna have-
Sushi, to
Negro
Javi,
Negro Sushi, man.
Patata
Beachy,
Street.
the
Damn.
Patata Street, 4901 Patata Street,
In the city of Cudahy.
the city of Cudahy.
Nice.
They're there every weekend.
They
Friday,
supported the
Saturday, and
sister,
Sunday.
they supported everybody there. They're still supporting you guys.
Let's try it out together.
All right.
Let's try this.
Don't tell me twice.
Yeah.
And it is veggie and chicken, so.
It's veggie and chicken?
No, I think one of them veggie and the other ones are chicken.
Nice.
Oh my God.
But that hot Cheeto roll, they're known for it. A
Yes.
lot of people go to them just for that hot Cheeto roll.
Jesus.
Yay.
Bomb.
Oh my God. That is the best right there. That is so delicious. That is good, huh? Dude, that is, what's in it? We don't know what's in this. Is it veggies?
That one's veggies.
That one's veggies.
That one's veggies, and then it's just wrapped in. They break the hot Cheetos right in front of you in the bag. They smash them, and then they roll them in that
They
crumb.
deep fry it and then
They deep fry it, and then they roll it in that crumb, that hot Cheeto crumb.
Thank you so much, Negro Sushi.
Negro
Sorry.
Sushi, yeah.
Super bomb. Thank you so much. I'll make a clip of it. We'll tag them on Instagram. Thank you so much. ESTIE, we're gonna be two tortas right now. We're gonna end this right now. It'll be a torta too. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Shit. Torta gang. Fuck the haters, homie.
Hot Cheeto gang.
Dude, anything with hot Cheetos in it, man. And that was done right. That is so delicious. You guys all need to try that. And we're going to try it now. What would you like to say ending this podcast right now? And how can people support you right now?
La lucha sigue. There's still a lot of problems out there that need to be focused on. And, you know, when I was in there, I was thinking like, man, I would hate for all the momentum for all these issues to die down just because my case is going on. So I felt pretty guilty about that, you know. No pun intended, but, you know, I would just really like for people to, if they're already paying attention, you know, pay attention to the problems that are going on and, you know, keep supporting, you know, stay tuned for what we have going on. Like I said, my group is called Brown Beret Organization, and we're still out there. I'm still going to be out there, just maybe in a different way, you know.
Sometimes you gotta play a different position.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the background and not the forefront.
Yeah, más caramelita, so.
Absolutely. Hey,
Thank you, though.
Love to ESTIE. Love to the Brown Berets. Man, you guys keep doing your thing. Love, respect right here from Hood Stocks. You already know what it do. You know, we stand with the streets right here, you know, and we just love you guys, and I love you. Thank you so much, ESTIE. Everybody give it for ESTIE. Good podcast, baby. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.